get good. This is Endless Space 2, and we are playing as the virtual worshipping saints, the Vodyani. We are picking up where we left off in the last episode, which was with me wasting essence, populating systems that were already going to grow anyway. I did get that message, Anatomus, so I'm going to pay attention to that a little bit closer in future. And then somebody also, and I can't remember the name of the person, so that's my fault, and I do apologize. Somebody pointed out to me on Reddit that the Vodyani get their own special core cracker tech, or something that essentially assists with core cracking, which will allow them to then harvest those destroyed planets using this advanced behemoth tech right here, the Blessed Salvager. So that's actually something that I want to check out. I honestly haven't done that much with core crackers in the first place, so I'm wondering if... Okay, so core crackers basically just destroy any planet in a system. So if we were to get one of those and just destroy the planets in our systems that we didn't want anyway because they weren't that good, and then go ahead and use those to harvest additional essence, that would work pretty well, I think. So we'll definitely be taking a look at that as well. I'm not exactly seeing the Vodyani specific tech that I was supposed to see for core crackers, but that may be something we unlock via the quest, which is another thing that I want to look at. Our quest, that is, we have the Intercept the Photobomber quest. That one I'm not super worried about doing. We did it before, it wasn't all that great. Build Academy of Virtual Purity in one of your systems. Okay, that should be pretty easy for us to handle. Let's go ahead and do that on, let's see, one of the systems that is already capped out on population, so not Sing. Number of pops before the system changes. So if we jump over to Sing real quick, in one turn we're going to have another Vodyani here anyway, so we don't really need to do a proliferation there. We probably don't need to do one on Wrath. It looks like it's one turn out as well. Yeah. So it looks like primarily only new systems we need to do Holy Proliferation on. Systems like Anai right here can do that, so let's go ahead and do Holy Proliv here. Yes, there it is. Okay, so we'll move that up in the queue, and then we'll come down here to Hydrus and do it here as well. Where are you? Holy Prolif. There it is. Okay, so we're going to move that to the top of the queue, make sure we get our population running in all of those new systems very quickly. These ones should finish out naturally on their own within a turn or so. And then we want to build a Temple of Virtual, or an Academy. There we go. Academy of Virtual Purity. It does require more antimatter than we have. We need 2 more. We're generating 10 a turn, so we'll have it next turn easily. Laws look okay. Definitely want to get our trading company going here. We could just buy the 2 antimatter. That's probably a good idea at this point. We'll just buy the 2 antimatter real quick, and we'll use that so we can go in and start getting that temple built, or the academy built. That way, we can move forward in our faction quest and potentially get that cool core cracker tech that I was reading about. It may not actually be tied to our quest, though. It may just be something I'm not seeing on the research tree, which is fine. We can always find it later. Let's go ahead and do public 3D printing here after the academy. 2 turns to get the Academy of Virtual Purity, which is awesome. We are currently at 2,400 essence, which is probably too few to get an arc. It is indeed. The arc is going to run us 4,700, which we should be at relatively soon. That's like a turn and a half, maybe. And part of the reason that that's a turn and a half right now is I don't think we're actually draining much essence from Zakor. Although I suppose we could be. I'm not sure how that works. We may not be draining that much essence from Zakor because we did wipe out a lot of their population, but I don't know if the drain is actually associated with the amount of population they have or not. What we could try doing is we could go over here to Pleon and work on taking some essence from there. I don't think that's a bad idea here. However, they do have a craft here we can shoot. What's this fleet look like? Just a minor brig fleet. We can go down and take care of that. Let's do that for starters. Let's come down here. We're just going to bring all the things down here. Everything's moving. Come on, guys. Down to Pleon. We've done our job here on Zakor. Zakor is now a hunting ground. If we wanted to, we could actually take that system. But I don't know if that's even worth it at this point. Yeah, sure. Take 900 from their civilian fleet. Lovely. Gonna go ahead and blockade here and just start draining this system. Once again, I don't know if there's an increased value from draining systems that are currently hunting grounds. I doubt it, though. So we're going to drain here and see what that does. Literally didn't change the amount of essence we're getting. So we're getting the same amount of essence doing that as we would have the other way, so it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. This Econ Behemoth is just hanging out here. I'm going to take a look at the modules real quick, because I'm not entirely sure what it's running. This is a mining Behemoth. It does have a fast miner on it. So what were we out here mining? What were we after? That's a good question to be asking. We can't mine on systems that are already colonized, so most of these systems aren't really an option. There are quite a few out here that seem to not be colonized at all. We could go mine Bracia, for example. Bracia would actually be a great system to colonize as well. With 5 planets, it's very, very appetizing. On the real, though, I'm not seeing much use from that mining behemoth right there. I'm really not. And I feel like maybe we were going with a mining behemoth because we thought we were going to get a lot more out of it than we can. The reality, in my experience, is that the mining behemoths are good very, very early on in the game when there's systems you don't want to take that do have resources you'd like Soydan here would actually be a good option. Or they're very, very useful if you're the Hisho, but otherwise they're not all that useful at all. We do have a core miner here, which is the big miner module. Guess if we wiped out Zakor, we could have mined that. If we wiped out Pleon, we could have mined that. In this case, I think we're just going to send this back to Soydan here. Hey, you. Back to Soydan. Go! He'll be there in 2 turns, which is great. We can just use him to mine Soydan. There's really not any open systems around here that have resources we really, really need anyways that we don't want to take. So it's not all that useful, unfortunately. We may end up just turning it into a different Econ Behemoth, or perhaps even into a Science Behemoth that can harvest that essence from destroyed planets. We are monitoring our hacks because one of them, I believe, was traced last episode. It was indeed. There is a trace here 1 turn ago. See, we're not seeing their red line jutting out too far just yet, so we may be okay here. We may. No guarantees there, but we may be okay. Alright. They may have actually just gotten the hack now, but I could have swore it was a turn ago. Everything being built here just fine. Go ahead and take a look at where our science is going. We do have a debris analyzer available now, and the ability to colonize Mediterraneans, which will help with that planet that we were looking at that was not colonized on Nihal, was it? No. It wasn't Nihal, it was, I think it was Hydrus. Yes. Okay. So now Hydrus has that one colonized as well. That is lovely. All the lovely things. Let's build Expanded and Miners Union here as well. I don't know why those wouldn't already be in queue. I mean, honestly, at this point, we can just put everything in queue here. Production goes at the top, everything else can be in queue because we'll get there very, very soon. And then who is this? This is pirate fleets coming in. That could be problematic, but I kind of doubt it at this point. And I'm not sure why we have this big combat fleet up here on Yetix. I assume it's because the Sophons are over here messing with stuff and we don't really want them to, but this seems very overkill for just the Sophons. I believe perhaps there was a behemoth here that belonged to the Umbral Choir, and that's why we were up here with this fleet, but I'm not sure. Take trophies here, actually an excellent strategy for us to use just because all of our ships are very effective at medium range with their lasers. So we're going to go with take trophies. That's going to become sort of our steadfast one. No. We're going to refuse any demands they make, mainly because we want more pressure with them. And the other thing we're going to do is come in here and see if we can get anti-cloaking going, because we do want to try to find the Umbral Choir if they're up here. Oh, you want a bureaucratic imbroglio us? Is that how you want to play, Mr. Sophon? Well, check it out. We got one for you, too. There you go. You can take that bureaucratic imbroglio yourself. And now we'll probably look into the anti-stealthing techs. We suspect that the choir is up here in HD 44179, but they could also be in GNY, and they could have actually moved by now too as well. But it's very, very suspected that they're up here, mainly because there was a minor faction we were recording here in Yetix, and it just flipped over and disappeared all of a sudden, which is usually what happens when the choir gets it. Let's go see where our anti-cloaking tech is at here. Enhanced anti-cloaking. We would basically want to get this one very, very soon. We're going to grab enhanced anti-cloaking for now. I don't know where we want to put that in our queue, though. Probably sooner than later. Let's do there. Actually, considering how fast that is, let's do there? Yeah. Then we can retrofit our hero ship, put anti-cloaking probes on it, and maybe go ahead and find them up here. That'd be rather useful. I don't want to leave the Umbral Choir over here alone, like, building up, especially since the last time we saw them up there, it was, as I recall, it was a behemoth. Okay, everybody is growing. Gosh, we have so many systems, and our limit is so much higher now, too. Like, we can basically just take any system that we want. I'm very, very interested in taking Bracia over here. In fact, we should probably zoom in on Bracia for a sec and just look at what the planet types are here. Because they're all colonizable to us. One of them does have antimatter. This looks like a heavy dust, heavy science system. They're all gas temperates and stuff, though, and that's rough because gas planets cannot be retrofitted to, or not retrofitted, but terraformed to something else. That being said, though, it is still a 5-planet system, which is ideal. 5? Yes, 5. Almost thought it was 6 looking at it for a second. I was like, man, how is it that big? Akamar here is also a nice system. It's got 4 planets, very nice planets. Additionally, it has some resources on it, which is great as well. Something worth looking at for sure. Zitterbia down here, not very appetizing, although it does have, what is this, Quadronix or a Chalix? Okay, let's see. Event Riled Researchers is done. That means we're going to lose a -20 Science Malice, but also a +30 production increase, which is kind of sad. We like production increases. Scales Galena has leveled up. I remember Scales Galena because that is an awesome name. Scales is a governor, so we're going to go ahead and give Scales Common Touch here, which will do additional influence on system. Influence is another thing the Vodyani specialize in. Commonality between them and the Noctilim. I think the Noctilim generate a little more influence than they do, but still, the influence generation by the Vodyani is nothing to scoff at. Another level of that to keep our movement high on this Seeker hero. And then if we come in here and we look at Varb St. Zuiena, who is our Guardian hero, I believe, yes. He is ready for another level up as well. Ooh, on Senate, he can give us some nice bonuses. What is his actual Senate alignment, though? It's religious, which we are, and which we tend to stay. So just on Senate here, we could get some nice bonuses, but at the same time, him being a Guardian hero, we'd like to get this first, which is additional damage on fleet. So now his fleet just rings in the damage. That is a huge, huge damage increase to lasers. He's got essentially a flat 40%, and what was it, another flat 40%? Yeah. It's an 80% damage increase on his fleet when they use laser weapons, which is really, really strong. We like that. Vodyani pops all the places. We do want to check and see if there's anywhere else that needs Vodyani population, but at the same time, we've got a few places here that are ready to do other things. Sing is on 3D printing, which is not a good thing. We'd rather put them on something else, obviously. Bringing in 10 antimatter a turn means that we can produce 2 of these carriers per turn. I don't know if that's quite what we want to do at this moment, though. I think we want to get a little more consistent antimatter income before we do that. So that's something we should be looking at, is what do we need to do to increase our antimatter income? Where can we find more antimatter? Bracia does have more antimatter. It is only a +3 deposit. However, we can build stuff to increase that. I wonder what the natural plus is here. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, that's a +3, but it's generating +9 right now. And a big part of that has got to be just improvements that we've built. If we come in here, we can actually look. Yeah, we've got Miners Union and Expanded Mines here that are generating an additional 3. And I'm not sure where the other 3 after that are coming from. Oh, they're coming from Pi. They're coming from Pi. Awesome. So what we'll want to do then, in theory, is we might want to take Bracia next, and then go ahead and send a governor down there to increase the output of antimatter. While we're at it, this guy right here is going to be getting us some of this Quadronix. Quite nice there. Especially if we have access to the Quadronix fleet booster, that would be even better. I do worry about the travel time down to Bracia here, but if we build an arc that is specifically geared for travel, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We are going to generate more essence than we need next turn based on our income. We could shift some arcs around to generate a little bit less, but that also, like, shifting arcs every time we're over on essence cap seems like a kind of a bother, to be honest. So right here, we're going to go over by how much? We'll go over by maybe 600 points. That's a pretty sizable amount. I mean, we could downgrade a system to producing more production for that. So maybe we will. Maybe that's what we'll do for the next moment. Let's go make sure that our arcs are on the production design. They are indeed. So let's go find the next highest arc. I think we got all the way to Columba before we stopped, though. Let's jump to Columba and take a look at their arc. All right, what you got? Yeah, Columba's already doing primarily production. Did we leave? No, there's not any essence on any of these. I don't know how we have so much essence generation from system essence production, from essence harvesting, from hunting grounds. So 1100 from system essence production, which blows my mind because we've basically gone to every system and turned them into production arcs. So I don't know how that's even possible. This one is already a production arc. Okay. That being the case, I guess we look at all of our arcs. That is a essence arc right here on Gaina. Let's go ahead and switch that one over. There we go. Now we're only throwing away maybe 300 essence. That's not a huge loss. Let's see what other ones could potentially be upgraded to the new design. Tyund here is using Alma serves, it looks like. I'm confused. Oh, there's a new slot available. Okay, so we'll upgrade Tyund just because why wouldn't we? We check out Elatool here. Same thing, new slot available, go for it. And we'll check out Jolanoti here. Okay, so Jolanoti is the only one left that seems to be doing essence anymore. Everybody else seems to be on the production plan, which is lovely. Let's go ahead and make sure that they're all using that last new slot we've unlocked. So we're going to jump around, make sure everybody's doing the right thing. We do have 2 arcs on essence still. 2 arcs on essence total. We can go back and swap one of them if we want to. I'm not sure how much we'll lose there. We had like 1,800, so it looks like about 300, which is actually what we're looking to lose. So let's go ahead and change Anai to a production arc. Bam. There we go. And now we're not losing any. Now we're good on essence. We are generating the maximum possible production on all of our systems while still capping out our essence so we can build an additional arc, which we will be sending down here to Bracia. There is a pirate system down here we're going to have to be alert about, but that's not too big of a concern, really. I don't think we'll have trouble with them since we can basically just put our arc down, pop it out, and then make a bunch of ships. Sing is done with everything except for ship production or 3D printing at this point, so they're fine. Holy Proliferation, trade company subsidiaries. Let's go. What else do we have? Trade company subsidiary possibly for Columba. I don't really want to build a subsidiary just like anywhere. When you're building subsidiaries, what you really want to think about is what's going to expand our trade lines. So right now, we have a trading company here in Sing. We have a subsidiary up in Canis. It would make sense for us to put a subsidiary up here in Yetix. Yetix is a place that would realistically benefit from having a subsidiary. It also would benefit from having some things in Q, so we're just going to put a ton of stuff in Q here. Just a metric ton. Happiness stuff first at this point because they are struggling for happiness. Colonial rights is fine. Let's take that up top as well. And then after all of that stuff, well, not all of it. After the majority of that stuff, I'd like a trade company subsidiary here. And the reason why is that building that trade company subsidiary is going to expand our trade routes quite a bit. And honestly, like, when you get to this point where you're just kind of doing the entire queue, like, it's problematic because you do want to prioritize. Science is less of a thing for us here than, say, expanded minds would be. Primarily, we want economic and happiness bonuses first, and then everything else can kind of fall after that. We will burn through these relatively quick as we're pop-capped here, though, so it's not too much of an issue. Would be nice to do our level 3 modernization here. The problem is that we are once again short on deciduous trees. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the market and see if we can pick up some on there. We can indeed. We have 25k, so we might as well just buy them all. Okay, maybe we shouldn't buy them all. That's a lot. Let's do this. Let's buy another 50. Or actually, let's just see how many we need to do one more upgrade. I think we only need one. I'm over here buying 50. We need one. Let's buy one deciduous tree and then come in and do our level 3 modernization here. That will help this system build out a little bit faster because our population is awesome. Speaking of which, we should go take a look at our pop details. We require super Spuds to be able to double our pop generation. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with that. We have 7 Spuds available for purchase, 36 already. Still not going to get us where we need to be to redo that population boost. We need 62. So getting Spuds is basically our new priority here. Oops. 1 second, everybody. Okay. Cool. So Super Spuds is a thing. Let's go ahead and find it. Where are you, my dear Super Spuds? We could also work on like trading with somebody to acquire more Super Spuds. We do have some systems not building anything still. Gonna go take care of those real quick, actually, and then we'll find Super Spuds. Finding Super Spuds is a massive, massive priority for us. Doubling the income of our population as the Vodyani is a huge boost. Like, it boosts at a ridiculous rate. In fact, if we aren't already, we should probably be moving whatever hero we have that generates additional luxury resources to whatever systems are generating Super Spuds. That being said, we may not actually control a system with Super Spuds, which would be rather problematic. We don't. No! Oh, we do. Wrath. Okay, so Wrath generates Super Spuds, currently generating 7 on a resource deposit of 3. That's pretty solid, but we'd like more. We want all the Super Spuds all the time. So let's see if perhaps the Riftborn have a system with Super Spuds that we could purchase. They do. They have Weirix. We want Weirix very, very badly from them. Is there any other ones that we might be interested in? Also, what color are they? They are this color, so do they have any more down here? They do not appear to. It looks like if we're in the market for more Super Spuds, Weirix is it, and they have it. Let's go talk trades. Hello, Riftborn allies. How are you, dear friends? We would love to acquire a system from you known as Weirix. What would it take for us to get such a system? What would we have to give you? We'll give you all sorts of technology. Technology is not a problem. We can give you massive quantities of it.
What now?
I'm willing to give them whatever technologies they want. They're our allies anyway, there's no reason not to. Unless we planned on, like, breaking the alliance with them, there, perfect. Here you go. Come on, give me Weirix. Give it here. Oh, we don't have an arc to take it, though.
Maybe true bonds can
Okay, so basically what that does is it causes them to leave Weirix. That's interesting. We could send another arc over there right away, but I think what we'll end up doing here is we'll bust an arc out next turn to come take Weirix. In the meantime, we should probably send a fleet down there just to hold it and make sure nobody else takes it. It's losing population. Oh, okay, that's not good. Alright. That makes it tougher. I probably should have considered having an arc ready before we did that. Mistakes were made, guys. Mistakes were made. Where do we want to bring an arc from? Where is rather safe that we can lose without having to worry about it too much and just bring the arc over? We could do it here in Columba. All we're going to lose here is Deciduous Trees. Burra Tech Seeker is here. Let's see where our... not that guy. Where our Horatio hero is at, because that is the one that we want to move over there. Not here either. Hello, Mr. Horatio. Where are you? Pi is right there. Scales Galena is right there. I could probably do this faster just by going in here, actually. So Canis is where he is at, which is actually what we want because he is boosting these higher end resources. However, Super Spuds is a vast priority for us right now, so what I think we'll do, we could potentially take this arc off of Canis and send it down here. That still seems really, really foolish, though. Canis is another system we don't want to risk. Ani is a system that we could move everybody from down to Weirix. I wonder if that was originally what I was trying to do. I mean, it's fine. Let's do that. We're going to take Ani's arc. We are going to upgrade it into a movement arc real quick. So scrap all these off. Come on. Get them off there. We need all the movement all the time. I am the worst player ever. We have movement modules on all of our arcs right now. Oh, how did I not see that? Okay, we have a lot of retrofitting to do, guys. A lot of retrofitting to do. I have made serious, serious mistakes. You need to detach your arc first. What do you mean we need to detach our arc? Were we not actually attached to Ani? I thought I just did that. No, we had to be, because we had a queue. Okay. Get down to Wyrix. Go, 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 go. Don't lose any of the population that are already there. That would be wasteful. Alright, lock that guy on there, and now we need to make some big changes, because I am bad at life. So what we're going to do here is drop every single movement module off of here, because a bunch of our arcs now have 2 movement modules, because I didn't realize that we had left those on, and I'm bad at life. But that's okay. What we're going to do here is go ahead and put production modules in all of those slots. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are established here on Wyrix now. We are building all the things. Do we have to rebuild everything on Wyrix? Is that how that works? Did we even lose population from that? That's super weird. No. No, that doesn't make sense. Is that really how that works? If that's how that works, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy and doesn't make any sense. Did we actually unanchor this? We did unanchor this ship instead of the other one. But we didn't lose any population or anything. No, this one's still developed. Okay, so that's fine. We just hadn't done a lot of development with that arc yet. That is so much better than what I thought I had just done. Oh my god, I feel so clumsy right now, but I guess this is just growing pains, or rather returning pains, trying to get back into this series that we left for a little bit. Yes, all the production, all the time. So the only 2 arcs that we had doing production, or I think we only had 1 at this point, and it was, or not production, but Essence was this one, right? Yes. Okay, that one's doing Essence, which is great. So now we just have to bounce around to all of our systems and fully upgrade our production arcs a little bit more. Mistakes were made very, very much, but they're being fixed. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so every arc should be maxed out on production, except for the one that's producing Essence right now, which is just fine. Okay, cool. We spent a lot of dust doing that, that's okay. Our production has gotta be through the roof, though, now. Yeah, that's pretty solid. It's not as through the roof as we'd like it to be, but it's pretty solid. Wow, the difference between Wrath and everything else, though, is massive, and that's probably due to the population, which we can see very clearly there is higher on Wrath. Although the pop here on Sing is much higher as well. Sing isn't showing production, though, because it's doing public 3D printing, which is fine. Okay, so we do have a better source of Super Spuds now. 15 Super Spuds coming in on this system right now. 15. I don't know how it's doing that many. It's basically doing double, and I don't know why. Because I don't think we have any system improvements that would do that yet. We don't. We just have the Cathedral. Huh. So that's very strange. Not at all sure what is causing that. We are generating 18 Super Spuds a turn now, though, which is lovely. I thought we had one other system doing Super Spuds as well. We did. It's Wrath here. Resource income 7/3. I'm so confused. Like, why does it... Okay, so maybe I'm not understanding... Yeah, so we're getting 7 of these. What is the /3? 7 plus 3, so we're actually getting 10 from that? In which case, wouldn't we be getting more from here? 5.5, 5.5, 4, so we're getting 10, 11, 15? Yeah, should be getting 15 from here. Okay, then why does it show that extra 7.5? Is that extra 7.5 perhaps from trade or something? I wonder if that's what it is. That could potentially be the case. If we go look at our trade routes, that would probably tell us more. No, it's not from trade. And we are generating a total of 18.8 per turn. So that is the 15 plus the 7. What? Maybe that hasn't updated. Maybe that hasn't updated because we haven't ended the turn. That's probably what it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is just take some quick shots here, use our strategy that we know we want to use, which is going to be take trophies. Boom, boom, get rid of the brig, it runs away. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's go ahead and end this turn so we can see if that updates now. That's basically where we're at. In the meantime, though, we can also take this guy right here, this Econ Behemoth that we weren't sure what we wanted to do with, and we can send them down here to Akamar and gather some resources there. That seems like a good deal. And then up here, we were waiting to get our anti-cloaking measures. In the meantime, though, these ships do not need to be here. They need to get out of our system, so we're just going to shoot them. Bye-bye, ships. Have a nice life. They have retreated, of course. Lovely. Ending our turn. Now I want to see if the super spuds go up, because that's a super important thing. If we can get our super spuds to consistently come in at a rate where we can boost our population, it will nearly double the output of all of our systems. The Academy power level is rising. Oh boy. Academy level 7 now. Slingshot event on one of our fleets. We're going to go ahead and go -2 movement points for one turn, because minus health is more annoying. They can't regen health, and -1 movement for a turn is nothing. Boiler Room. Lobbyists for your Empire banks, or your Empire's banks, have been assailing your senators for weeks with demands to ease some of the regulations on their operations. In particular, they are requesting looser restrictions on letting ordinary citizens in space travel ventures and on ensuring ships heading out for long-distance voyages. They promise increased financial gains for your Empire with minimal risk to your financial future. If we deny it, we get happiness and dust. If we approve it, we get a little bit more dust. That seems pretty clear to me. We're going to deny that. The banks are evil. We don't trust the banks. For now, the galaxy yields before our virtue. One day they will kneel before our glory. To do this, we have removed the influence of the infidel Isander, my brother. The church will survive the storms that come. I will lead it into a greater future. Glory to the virtual saints. All must obey the laws. So we have completed building the Academy of Virtual Purity, which unlocks the reward Heroic Virtuality Pods. No cooldown for hero assignments. Holy wow, that's pretty good. Is that the end of that questline, though? It might very well be. It might very well be. I do want to go check our Super Spuds generation, though, because we are technically out of time right now. But I really want to... Yeah. Okay, so now we're up to 19.3. That was the issue. The issue was just it hadn't updated yet. And we have our first trade route here, which we could boost some more to get even more Super Spuds. But I want to go in and see if we have enough to boost our pop yet. We don't. We don't, but we are generating quite a bit more now. In fact, let's see. If the pop boost lasts about 5 turns and we're generating 19 per turn, and the cost of the pop boost is currently 63, we should easily be able to hit that now without too much issue at all. I am going to go ahead and boost this a little bit to maybe bring up the numbers of Super Spuds we generate from our trade routes. Probably stop at 9.5k there, and that will be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!